I just brewed myself an espresso, and I really enjoy my Nespresso. And I brewed it out of a coffee pod. Well, the coffee pods are kind of the equivalent to doing instant noodles. There are quite a big chunk of these compatible Nespresso capsules. So there is a huge selection out there. What can be wrong with this picture? I must confess that my main reason for using the pods is basically convenience. This makes life so much easy. You just open, place the pod, no hassle, no pressure to put the grains, brew the coffee, and then just take the capsule out and it's clean, packed, put the capsules in recycling, and it's done. And that brings a huge comfort. Now, as I grow over the age of 50, there are other things that are quite important. I like to receive visits at home, and of course, having coffee time, a coffee moment is always something special. And for that, also the convenience of everyone having the coffee to its own liking makes life so much simpler. You get a cappuccino, you get a ristretto, you get a espresso, you get grains which are more robusta, you get grains that are more arabica, a cappuccino, whatever. It's very easy to accommodate the taste for every one of your friends without having too much of a hassle. Well, if you look at the setup I have here, I've got my main coffee machine just by the dinner table, which allows us, we have a nice comfortable dinner, and then I just take the coffees out of the machine and serve without having to go to the kitchen, get the coffees there, break the conversation with my guests, so that I can be brewing the coffee. This simplifies and makes life much easier for me after the age of 50. But it's really something that I should be doing and I should continue doing as the time evolves. Well, after 50, we are retired, we should have all the time in the world, so what else? At least for us, when we are alone, maybe a different type of coffee makes it much better. But anyway, let's look at the capsules and understand what are the particularities of the capsules. I'd like to compare the capsules, what you get from the Nespresso. I've got here two, the Nespresso Paris, the Nespresso Cozy. This is a strong Parisian style coffee. Well, not too strong, but I really love it a lot. It's a little bit more Arabica and it's got notes of cereal on it. So a very, very good coffee. This one is more light. It is easy for just drinking a ton, and I do drink a ton of coffee. But I would like to compare this, and I just got a package here of compatible capsules. Let me open. As you can see, I don't drink them too often, but anyway, I just want to make sure that we can make a correct comparison of the coffees. And the first thing we need to notice is there is a difference between these capsules. Let me take a picture so that it becomes kind of a zoom for you to see what I'm talking about. And as I present and display the zoom, we can check that these capsules, the Nespresso ones, they have kind of a silicone casket around it, which the other ones, they don't have. It is plain directly to this aluminum metal that is taking care of grabbing this part of the capsule in there. And this makes quite a bit of a difference to the coffee. One exercise that we can do is test and understand why the silicone is put in. So I'm going to do first espresso with the silicone capsule, which is the Nespresso one, because of this patent. And let's check what happens. It's very simple. I just put in, I'm going to use the other chronometer, and when I press, I'm going to press both at the same time. So we got a perfect coffee in just 11 seconds. And I'm going to put down this one. Grabbing the compatible capsule, and let's do this as well. Okay, ready, set, go. Whoops. So this one took 13 seconds to brew the coffee, which is slightly more. Let me just do a copy of the screen. So what is the reason? The reason is that the silicon ring that it has attaches over here in this part, and if you pass your finger it, you will notice that it is dented. What does this make is when you put the capsule in there, you will have the capsule in there, and that dents will be around the silicon, and it will make a fit, kind of a mold to it. This allows for the pressure as the water gets in to build up the pressure before breaking the seal and getting the coffee out of it. Okay, and if you notice, even look at this. So this was 11 seconds, this was 13 seconds. The water enters basically at the same speed, so you can see that there is a difference of the flow of water around it. And because this one doesn't have that silicone, what happens, there is some leakage when the capsules pop up. And you will notice that by some water that you will see. If I had made this just with an espresso capsule, there would be probably not any water in here. Let me take in there. Now the other thing that we can notice is by looking at the capsules, we can learn a bit of what happens here. So you can see now that the dents are in. Well, I'm going to fetch, I was making a mess out of the on the table, so I had to grab this. So let me just take a picture now for you to see the difference. Okay, so as you can see, this one is got this dented because of that leakage that happened. Now you see that it's got these 3 holes in the capsule. This is where you had the puncture and the water gets through there. It builds up, makes the pressure, and comes out the other way. You'll notice that both of them have this kind of mesh now, which it didn't have before. And this is because on the panel here, it is basically this waffle kind of texture with which the water gets pressure, it breaks it, the seal, and then it just comes out. So there is some technology actually inside the capsules, and let me show you that technology. Let us check another detail that we will see what happens inside. So this is the Nespresso capsule that we just took, the cozy one. I'm going to open it, and you will see all of this coffee grain in it. Okay. And I'm going to do the same now with the compatible capsule. Okay. Okay, now I'll have to take a picture so that you will see a small, oops, I'm making a mess out of everything. So now I will have to take a picture so that you see the remaining difference out of this. So this one, the Nespresso capsule, you'll notice it is not aluminium in the end, but it's got a little paper like the filter coffee, more or less, that we have. I'm going to take it out. Yeah, you see this paper there. Now, what this allows is when the water is being injected, through those punch holes, it distributes the water evenly across the coffee and then just makes that pressure go out to all the coffee at the same time. While this one doesn't have such a thing. So it's straight to the coffee, it goes, which means you will get some dry coffee around the spot and the water will just make the cone out of it. So it will not have the same dispersion as you have with the Nespresso capsules. So with a lot of mess, I hope that you understood now a bit of the difference between all these Nespresso capsules and why actually a Nespresso pod is better for Nespresso coffee machines. So let me have the cozy, which is the smaller one. Nice. Cheers. So it is true, the specialty coffee will get a higher level of precision and customization to your taste. Reality is the Nespresso pods, for me, allow to have all the convenience of the coffee, having friends over, brewing a coffee, going like in less than 30 seconds from the idea of having a coffee to actually having the espresso. And that is really something important for me. A lot of customization is there that we can do to get a better coffee out of specialty coffees. And the specialty coffee will taste better. Now, do you have the time for it? After 50 now, probably I have the time. So I'm deeply considering on switching from the pods to having a normal barista style espresso machine. Until then, let me savor my Nespresso coffee. Thank you. So good.
If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Your support truly means the world to me, and I can't wait to continue this journey with each and every one of you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I encourage you to explore some of my other fantastic videos about life after 50. I'm sure you'll find them interesting and entertaining.